Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, November 24th, 2024. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you're well. For those of you who are new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. It's all about my work and all about my special events coming up. Most of my services are available by telephone and Zoom, as well as in person at my office in New Jersey. And for those of you coming back every week, thank you. I appreciate your comments, your feedback, your suggestions on topics more than you could possibly know. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. And thank you for all the listeners on the other platforms such as Spotify, Apple, Prime, anywhere you may find this podcast. I'm very, very, very grateful. So I'm going to step right into it and bring up our topic today, which is the superpower of gratitude, especially since this is Thanksgiving week. And I hope all of you have wonderful plans on Thanksgiving. I hope no one has to work on Thanksgiving. That you just have the opportunity to just stop and to be in the moment and to laugh and to enjoy good food. I hope that for each and every one of you. It is for me as well. I will be hosting and I'm looking very forward to it. That work up to it, the work you have to do, but just that moment when you get to breathe and really enjoy the company around you. So why is gratitude such a superpower? We naturally manifest, create every single second that we're awake. Every thought we have, every feeling we have, every word we say creates for us. It creates that day, it creates tomorrow, it creates your future. That's why I say all the time, it's so important to be aware of what at least your trending thoughts and words are, and your feelings as well, because you're literally creating your future. But when you try to manifest something to make your life greater, let's say, for instance, you have an illness, a diagnosis. In order to manifest a cure, which is possible, always possible, you have to align with the cure. You cannot create a cure from a mindset and a feeling and speaking from the place of having the diagnosis. Just like if you ask for wealth in any way, if you ask for financial freedom, if you ask for any debt to be wiped out, if you ask to earn more money, if you ask to be a millionaire or even a billionaire, you have to align with it. You cannot acquire wealth from a place of lack. And yes, same with love life. If love life is missing, it works both ways. If you want to acquire a relationship, you have to align with the relationship, the feeling of already having it done. If you already have a relationship or relationships with families, friends, spouse, romantic partner, you have to align with it. Gratitude helps you to align with it. It makes you align with it. It is necessary. Jesus, before he did any healing, said, "Thank you, Father." He said, "Thank you, Father," for knowing it was done, feeling it was done, and then it happened. It's that simple. When you ask for something, say thank you. Thank you, Father. I know it's done. And then feel it done. Feel it done for the rest of your day. Feel it done as you wake up in the morning and as you go to sleep at night. Now here is where we have resistance. Our environment. Your environment, your naked eye, other people will show you that it's not done. Perhaps you are feeling abundant and then a big bill comes in. Perhaps you feel wellness is yours and you have a very off day because of chemo or radiation. Or maybe just a day where you're not feeling your best. Simply put, perhaps you have thanked and asked for ideal body weight, and your clothes don't back that up. That is the one obstacle that we have to get over. And it means being delusional. But I smile when I say that in a healthy way. Don't talk about it. Just feel it's done in a delusional way. Don't talk against it. Don't let others talk against it. Stop them. If you're feeling good about something, don't let others tell you it's not the case. If you feel like a star of your life, don't let others tell you that's not happening. Be very protective of your energy. Make sure to have people around you that represent and support you on how you are determined to feel about yourself and what you are bringing into your life. They say that the people around us, there's an average. No, they really represent what we're putting out. So look at the people around you. You don't have to cut ties with them if they don't represent, if they're not aligned with you. Perhaps just be aware of it and distance in some way. Don't let them impact you. You can't accomplish being a millionaire if everyone around you feels poor and talks like they're poor. Again, be very protective of your energy. So when I say being delusional, well, if you are strong about it, you can speak about it. Many people who hit the lottery have said, I'm hitting the lottery in front of people, and people did not believe them. But it didn't throw them off. They were like, no, I am. I am. I know it. I don't have a doubt. If you are in that strength, yes, you can speak out loud. But if you're not in that strength, then you have to accomplish it inside. Feel it, think it, know it. Gratitude is a higher vibration. It connects you in to the manifesting power of Source, of the universe, of heaven. It's also a way to connect into your departed loved ones, to your angels, to your spirit guides, because it is a higher vibration. It connects into giving you answers. It connects into opportunities that maybe you didn't even realize that you wanted. It's just higher power. We cannot attract or live the life that we deserve if we're not in a state of gratitude. When you get up in the morning, take a moment, breathe in, allowing golden light to go into you. And as you exhale, let go of everything that would take your gratitude away. And do that 3 times. And then I want you to lightly place your hand on your heart or near your heart and feel grateful for as much as you can in your life. It can simply be that you woke up, grateful for the relationships in your life that are wonderful, grateful for the coffee you're about to have. Anything, allow it to well up. And if you can pull it off, feel such gratitude that you want to cry. Because when you have reached that point, when you feel so much gratitude that you want to cry, you're about to have the best blessings. What you've asked for is soon to appear. Now, that's not always easy in this world. That is why it is so important to keep yourself away from things that bring you down and listen to yourself. Listen to your body. Listen to your gut. Meaning your gut will actually twist and turn if you're being exposed to something that is not good for you. I now have to stay away from violence on TV and movies, and it's prevalent. I am informed. I think it's important to be informed, but I am not a big watcher of news. And I'm not watching cable news anymore because it's all commentary. It's all news and cable news. It promotes fear. It promotes anxiety. It needs to be successful, so it promotes you being unhealthfully fear-based, fired up, angry. It's all about money. Now, there are some bright spots as far as commentators, but there aren't enough. So you have to be very protective. I recently joined a new social media outlet that's better, but still I noticed it's making my gut twist. People are talking constantly. Instead of having an action plan, solution-based, they're just talking about what's wrong. But when you keep talking about what's wrong, it's not good. It's not good for your environment. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your mental health. So bummer, I have to back up. And that's very important to notice, to do. You have to be your own advocate. If there are people in your life, no matter who they are, that give you anxiety, trepidation about seeing them, about being around them, back up. Doesn't mean that you're unkind. It's not about that. Always be kind. It's about taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I've also understand the power of what we eat. Be very cognizant of how certain foods make you feel. If they make you feel heavier, and I don't mean with weight, I mean just that you're carrying it around. If they make you feel more anxious, more tired, that's food that you have to give up, or very important for you to give up. So have an awareness. Keep that vibration high. And along with all those practices, make sure to feel that gratitude. So necessary. You can't have in your life what you want without it. Another wonderful practice which a lot of successful and wealthy people do, and it varies of how much. When they wake up in the morning, they write down things that they're grateful for. And it's important to do it at night as well. What were you grateful for that happen during the day. Now, what I mean by it varies. Some will say just write down 3 things. Some will say 10 things. Whatever amount you want to pick, 3, 5, 10. Your focus on what you're grateful for raises your vibration and brings you to alignment with what you're asking for. If you want wealth, feel wealth. While be grateful for wealth. See those pictures. Feel that scene of you acquired wealth. Already have done it. And also with wealth. Feel and see yourself grateful for being of service. Don't give it all away. You're not supposed to. But see yourself being able to help others as much as you want to. And another practice, when it comes to that of being of service, oftentimes we will say, when I'm wealthy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to give to that, I'm going to set up that foundation. As much as you possibly can, be of service now. I gave to an organization, this is an example, by the way, not a call to promote myself or congratulations to me. I was recently moved to give to a charity for Thanksgiving. I gave what I could, not as much as I would love to give, but giving in any way promotes abundance. It's also good. It's where we're going, where we're taking care of each other more as a village. Less divisiveness. But anywhere you can give is so important. There was an exercise that was given once. I'm taking a moment now to try and think of what teacher said to do it, but it was a big one, and I'm lost. But the point is the example. Neil Donald Walsh, who wrote Conversations with God. Did I ever tell you? If you're new, you haven't been told. For those listeners, I have a great story about Conversations with God. Way back when the book series first started, the very first volume. It must have been the 1990s. I was more of a student of spirituality. I was opening up. The good Catholic girl was expanding and wanted to expand spiritually in any ability to have stronger intuition, to talk to heaven more, to receive a response. So one day, I walk into my local bookstore, and at the front of the bookstore was a display of Conversations with God. And I had been thinking about reading it, but I was concerned that it was not based in good vibration. The Catholic girl was concerned that the book was fake. And also, would I be in trouble for reading it? Because I wasn't taught that you can have a straight-on conversation with God. I'm a sinner. I felt too humble to do that. But when I walked into that local bookstore and I saw the display, and it was a chain, my thought was, if this big chain has Conversations with God at the front of the store, then they feel secure doing that. And if they feel secure putting a book called Conversations with God at the front, then it must be okay to read. So I grabbed one of the books and I went to the back and I sat in a chair and I read the whole book that day. I sat there for hours and I got it done. I'm a bit of a speed reader, so it didn't take me much more than 2 hours to wipe that volume out. When I went to leave the store, the display was gone. I knew then that a divine source gave permission for me to read that book. Pay attention to those synchronicities, that help that comes in that subtle little way where it knows how you're going to react. It knew I would react to, well, if it's here, it must be okay. It's not being hidden. It's not back at the New Age section or a section where maybe I, was taught I shouldn't go to. It's at the front, so it's meant for the public. They knew I would react like that. And I did what they knew. And I've read every book. I think there's one to go with him, Mr. Walsh. And I've seen him in person too. And he's a wonderful man. And I saw his movie about him. My son watched it with me. He was very interested in it. Just a man at the bottom, rock bottom, eating out of dumpsters, fed up, said, I'm sick of playing by rules that I've been given. It's not working for me. I want to be angry and scream at you. And in the middle of that, he hears the voice. That can happen to you. It can happen to anyone. So here is what Neil Donald Walsh said. He said, if you want wealth, you take a $5 bill that you have, your last one if you need be, and you split it into ones. And then you go out and you give your last $5 away to 5 people. It empties your wallet. You don't know where the next will come from, but you give it away. And you give it away with gratitude, with a feeling of abundance, because it's going to come back. It's going to come back multiplied. So it doesn't have to be a 5. It can be your last one you give away. Try it. But don't do it as a parlor game. Do it because you feel the knowing. You feel the generosity. You feel the joy of being able to give it out. And before you do it, say, thank you, Father. Thank you. Thank you for my ability to give this away. That I have it. That I have enough to pass around to 5 people. I love tipping. When I occasionally go to Starbucks, I like Starbucks, but I don't go. By the way, if you go every day, I'm not judging that, whatever you want to do. There are people that would say that. They want abundance in their life, but they would say, oh, Starbucks is too expensive. I'm not going to go there. You just stopped yourself from having abundance. You don't have to go to Starbucks, but don't talk about Starbucks being too expensive. Wealthy people can afford Starbucks. Same with the price of eggs. Came up today. Fortunately, there's a bird flu, which we have to do something about the birds and the flu, right? That's, we're heading there. into a healthier way. But for right now, our practices have allowed birds to get flu. And so it's part of a reason that eggs are up. And corporations. Eggs are up. If you walk around complaining about the price of eggs, or the price of gas, though it's down, the price of anything, you are saying, I am poor. And the universe says, you are poor, and I'm going to show you you're poor over and over and over again. And we tend to go out and say, fix my poor. But you can't fix your poor on the environment. You have to fix your poverty mindset on the inside. With gratitude. When you buy those eggs, thank you. Thank you, Father, for my ability to buy as many eggs as I want. Gratitude welling up, smiles, joy. So when I go to Starbucks, I love tipping because they get so happy about it. But even if they didn't get so happy about it, I would love doing it because they're kind, because it's fun. It's just fun. When I go on tours for tour guides, I love tipping. Even if they're not naturally accepting tips, they're not asking for them or expecting them, I'll ask them, do you accept? They get all excited because they, especially ones that don't put it out there, they're not used, they don't always get to hear that. It's fun. Be generous. Be generous. Price up. When you buy something online, they ask you if you want to, price up in order to give to some charity. It's fun. It is. Makes a difference. When you feel like you are having fun with generosity, you can't do it to get back, but naturally you get it back. It may not come that day. It sometimes can. It may not come the next day, but it will arrive if you keep it up. It has its own divine timing. So gratitude again. Being cognizant of what you're grateful for. Self-love for yourself. Gratitude for you. Writing down. Living in that state of mind will align you with what you're asking for. And you're asking for something all the time. And you can do it for other people too. I am grateful that I prayed for them to have that. Thank you, Father. It doesn't have to be just about the self. If you want to send peace out to the world and prosperity, thank you, Father, for peace in the world, for prosperity in the world, for everybody having enough. If you keep that up, you will see evidence that it is happening. And I'm being told to tell you this again. It's separate, but it needs to be said. When you're feeling gratitude, you're not living in fear. When you are sending out wonderful vibrations to your fellow man, you are not living in fear. When you say thank you, you know it's done. Heaven doesn't want us living in fear. It's human because we have a survival mechanism in us. But when you go to fear, thank you, Father, for my security. Thank you for them being all right that I'm concerned about. Feel it, feel it, feel it. It's not base, it's not shallow. Really feel the gratitude where you know it's done and you want to well up with the love of it. Love, gratitude welling up. Keep practicing at it every day, throughout the day. Make it consistent. You may surprise yourself when it comes, that immense feeling. But when it does, something wonderful is going to arrive. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're able to connect with that, and I hope you'll try it out. And some of you wonderful people already are, but it's just a reminder during this Thanksgiving week of what we come together for: gratitude, thankfulness, community, taking care of each other. We have such a strong ability to do that. There is never any reason for divisiveness or living in fear. We're coming into times when we really need each other. Gratitude is a wonderful start. So again, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. I'm on Facebook under my business page, Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. And anyone on any platform where you have the opportunity to like and follow, please do. I am grateful. I thank you. You guys amaze me. And until next time, have a safe and wonderful week. Eat plenty. And I will talk to you next time. Many blessings.